Welcome back to Sohail Wisdom, where we break down the deeper truths of psychology, attraction, and masculine presence that most people never talk about. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt invisible to her? Even when you're right there, sitting across the table, talking, laughing, but still feeling like she's just somewhere else. Most men think attraction is about grand gestures, expensive dates, or perfectly timed messages. But what if I told you that almost everything they teach about romance is a lie, that there's a simple, almost ancient gesture that can make a woman stop, really notice you, and feel a connection so deep it lingers in her mind for days, sometimes weeks, and yet almost no man uses it? Here's the truth. Women don't just respond to what you say or even what you do. They respond to how you make them feel in ways that bypass logic. It's not about showing off, proving yourself, or trying to be fun. It's about creating a moment where she feels understood, safe, and intensely seen. And no, I'm not talking about listening to her problems or complimenting her looks. That's the surface. The gesture I'm about to share operates on a much deeper level. It touches a part of her brain that doesn't even fully register what's happening, but it triggers desire, curiosity, and a subtle emotional pull toward you. Think about the last time a woman's eyes lit up because of something a man did. Not a flashy car, not a fancy gift, not even some witty line, something small, something meaningful. That spark, that unspoken electricity, often comes from a man demonstrating confidence and presence in ways that are almost invisible, but emotionally massive. It's a kind of masculine energy that communicates without words. I see you. You matter. I notice the little things about you that no one else does. And yet most men don't. Most men think showing strength is about dominance or control, or that attraction comes from humor or charm. They miss the real key: emotional calibration. A woman can tell in seconds if your actions are genuine or if you're performing. Your gesture has to come from a place of authenticity, rooted in self-assured masculinity. That's why it's so rare. That's why when a man executes it correctly, it can melt her defenses and make her feel something almost intoxicating. A pull she can't quite explain. Here's a hint. It's not about saying I love you, not about constant texting, not about grand attention. It's subtle, often silent, but profoundly impactful. It's a form of communication that's primal, emotional, and deeply human. One moment she's just existing in her world. The next, she's acutely aware of you. Almost like she's finally seeing the man you've been all along. That awareness, that feeling of being noticed in the deepest way, is addictive. And it's your ultimate leverage, not manipulation, not trickery, but the quiet, undeniable presence of a man who understands the emotional core of attraction. In a world where almost every man competes with flashy distractions, this gesture is rare. That's why it works. That's why it almost guarantees you stand out. And if you start practicing it today, you'll notice women responding differently. Subtly at first, then unmistakably. Eyes linger, smiles deepen, conversations flow effortlessly. She'll think she's imagining it, but she isn't. She's feeling the effect of a man who has unlocked something almost invisible, but irresistible. Now, let's get into the gesture itself. This isn't a move, a line, or something you perform. It's a quiet, deliberate act that communicates more than words ever could. It's a subtle demonstration of presence, attentiveness, and confidence. A kind of magnetic energy that resonates in her subconscious before she even realizes it. And here's the catch. Almost no man uses it because it requires restraint, awareness, and self-control. Most men jump into overcompensation, trying too hard to impress, to be seen, to entertain, but the real power lies in the opposite. Doing less, noticing more, responding in a way that makes her feel uniquely understood. The gesture is simple but profound. It's the act of noticing details about her that others overlook and acknowledging them in a way that feels effortless, not with a blatant comment like "you look beautiful" or an obvious compliment meant to get her attention, but through a quiet, precise action that says without words, "I see you, really see you." Maybe it's remembering something she mentioned in passing, a favorite coffee, a small habit, a hidden laugh. Maybe it's a slight instinctive adjustment in your behavior to make her comfortable, giving space without asking, or moving closer with calm awareness. Here's why it works. Women are wired to notice authenticity. Their emotional radar picks up micro expressions, tiny shifts in tone, and subtle gestures that reveal who you are beneath the surface. When you combine genuine interest with grounded confidence, it creates emotional resonance that feels rare, almost electric. She doesn't consciously think, "Oh, he's doing this to impress me." Her brain just responds. Dopamine spikes. Curiosity awakens. Desire begins to build, quietly, imperceptibly, but undeniably. Most men focus on quantity over quality, endless messages, over-the-top dates, constant effort. That creates noise. Real attraction thrives in clarity. The man who executes this gesture becomes a calm, stable presence in an overstimulated world. She begins to associate you with emotional safety, deep understanding, and masculine certainty. That association is magnetic, and it changes how she sees you. Subconsciously, she starts valuing your attention more, feeling drawn to your energy, respecting your quiet strength. She can't articulate it, she just feels it, and that's why almost no man can compete with it. Welcome back to So Hail Wisdom, where we break down the deeper truths of psychology, attraction, and masculine presence that most people never talk about. Let me ask you something. Think of one subtle action you could take tomorrow that would make her feel genuinely seen and understood. What would it be? And how would it change her perception of you? Write your answer in the comments. If this video resonated with you, like it. Subscribe to So Hail Wisdom for deeper insights into psychology, attraction, and masculine presence. And share this with someone who needs to hear it. Think of one subtle action you could take tomorrow that would make her feel genuinely seen and understood. What would it be? And how would it change her perception of you? Write your answer in the comments. If this video resonated with you, like it. Subscribe to So Hail Wisdom for deeper insights into psychology, attraction, and masculine presence. And share this with someone who needs to hear it.